Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy Sunday to all of you. Wherever you are watching me from, you can type in the comments down below what is the weather situation in your location, because here in Moscow today we have over 30 degrees. It's very hot. The streets are not as busy as usually, and I think in July, that will be, I think tomorrow we have a new month, July. A lot of people will be leaving Moscow, going to their dachas outside of the city, getting some well-deserved rest after hard work. But I want to show you, some of you haven't seen this place before, many of you have, because I keep on repeating over and over again that this is one of my absolutely favorite places. I have my notes over there, we will go back to my stuff, but this is the monastery on Pietrovka Street. Ulica Pietrovka. I just love this place. Incredible energy here. If you follow me on Instagram, you could see the pictures that I have taken here. And yeah, so it's beautiful. It's peaceful here. I found a good place to sit down in a shade so the phone does not melt. And I can read you the news. I have 3 topics for you today, guys. But before I start with this, I wanted to tell you something that I only shared with Scott RITTER before we finished our project, our collaboration on our book, that he knew that the money that I will be making from this book, whatever money it will be going towards purchasing my property here in Russia. So I just want to share it with you, because depending on how well this book will do, my dream will become the reality. And that's why some of you are asking me if I have moved here. No, I have not moved here yet. I am accumulating the funds for this move if I am able to afford. It's not that much money actually, but you know, it's still some amount for a small house outside of Moscow that will allow me to get my papers in order and to start the process. So now you know. What do I have for you today? Well, we're gonna talk about Biden, of course. How we cannot. About the poll. How many people want Biden to be replaced with a different candidate. I have some words from Sikorski. Yes, Radosław Sikorski, the famous Twitter post, "Thank you USA," after the Nord Stream pipeline poof. We have to keep on repeating this because people have a tendency to forget, right? So I have some words about Russia from Sikorski, because he never disappoints with his statements. And I have one more topic, which is about Putin's big move for Palestinians and Russia building houses for Palestinians. So let's start with Biden. Let's start with the creature, because at this point, June 29th, that was yesterday, on TASS, the title of this article is "Poll shows 60% of Americans wants Biden replaced as presidential candidate." 60%. To be honest, I think it's more than that, but now they can put 60 because more people will be like, oh, 60. I think actually it's probably 80. And who is the remaining 20? I think only Dr. Freud could tell if he would be still alive. Meanwhile, 57% of debate viewing voters said that Trump outperformed Biden, which I think is about 70% or more. Washington, June 29, a majority of United States voters believe that the Democratic Party should replace incumbent, I'm sorry if I mispronounced this word, President Joe Biden as a candidate in the upcoming election, according to a morning consult poll. As many as 60% of those surveyed said that Biden should definitely or probably be replaced as the Democratic candidate following his performance in Thursday's presidential debate, the Axios News website reported citing the poll. Before I continue, you left many comments. Thank you so much for all your comments. I read them all. About who you think will be replacing Biden before November 5th. Majority of you said it will be Hillary. I call her Hillary. We know for what reasons. She encourages people to commit suicide, right? Hillary Clinton. And many of you also said Big Mike. Why I say Big Mike, I'm not going to go into this. If you don't know, do your research. And some of you said Newsom, gruesome Newsom. When the survey asked respondents to choose between Biden and former President Trump, 45% chose the president and 44% chose the former commander-in-chief. Meanwhile, 57% of debate viewing voters said that Trump outperformed Biden. The poll involved some 2,000 adult Americans. So we have that. Oh, yeah, and there is the ending of this article right here that says the US will hold its presidential election on November 5th, and former President Donald Trump has secured enough delegates to seal the Republican presidential nomination. President Joe Biden, who is sealing a second term in office, has won enough delegates to get the Democratic nomination. Those things will change, as we know. So guys, I don't think Biden is gonna make it all the way to the 5th. They are sacrificing Biden now. That's how they do. The demonic creatures sacrifice other demonic creatures. This is just my commentary here. No offense if you like Biden, right? I mean, yeah, I'm not the one who's gonna talk to you about why you should not. So now let's go into something that is actually very good news. Putin's big move for Palestinians. Russia builds houses for Palestinians. Over 200, well, it's not a lot, but still, over 200 displaced Gazans, you say Gazans or Gazans? Gazans, get new apartments in Russia. Russia has reportedly built homes for over 200 displaced Palestinians from Gaza. RT News reported that Russia has constructed 5 apartment buildings for them, and the buildings will permanently house refugees welcomed in November 2023. They are located in the newly built neighborhood of Grozny in the Chechen Republic. Ramzan Kadyrov, leader of Chechen Republic and Putin's close ally, welcomed the Gazans. Congratulations, those are the words from Kadyrov. Congratulations to the Palestinian sisters, brothers, and one moment, because I don't have my notebook, I have to get a new one, those are just pages, on finding new comfortable housing. I wish them never to see war again, to live in plenty and prosper. Our immediate plans include the creation of a Palestinian community in the Chechen Republic so that refugees can preserve their national identity. The Chechen people, like no other, know all the hardship of war. We have all gone through terrible trials, we have seen hunger, cold, and the death of the loved ones. Therefore, the grief that befell the Palestinians is very close to us. According to the Chechen head, construction of the complex took about 6 months. During this time, 55 of the Palestinians found jobs, while their children or teenagers were placed in the Russian schools and universities. Kadyrov has repeatedly voiced his support for Palestinians in the Gaza conflict. Earlier, Russian Foreign Minister, so Sergei Lavrov, also slammed Israel's actions in the Gaza Strip. Lavrov asserted that delay in peace in Middle East was because of Israel's actions. He also criticized Israeli military actions in Gaza, citing humanitarian concerns. He added that IDF operations in Gaza had made situation in Gaza tragic. So this is pretty good news, isn't it, guys? Although I think ultimately probably Russia or the Chechen Republic, who knows, might provide more shelter for those Palestinian refugees. Now, before we go to comments of the day, a lot of controversy about one of the comments that I read to you yesterday. I want to bring you the news from Sikorski, Radosław Sikorski, the Polish foreign minister, who explains how West can defeat Putin in escalation game. Sikorski believes that Russia is not invincible and the West can defend its leader Vladimir Putin. So the source of this article is Sikorski said this. Oh, yes. From here, from this one. Let's wait. And now we know how patient you are, because the bells were testing your patience, guys. Thank you so much. It cleaned the energy to read more from Sikorski. The source of this article is when he gave the interview during the annual Ditchley lecture as reported by European Pravda. And the details, Sikorski posted excerpts from his lecture for the UK-based Ditchley, if I mispronounce, sorry, foundation on his X account, so you know, previously known as Twitter. And let me read you this. My hair is getting on my face, so one moment. He said that Putin will win this war if he is not stopped, but added that he thought the West could still do it. According to Sikorski, despite the Russian propaganda claims, Russia is not invincible. Maybe this was the fly or the bee from Sikorski. The Kremlin can be stopped and even beaten. We just forgot about it. Ronald Reagan used to say his strategy vis-a-vis Soviet Union was simple, if not simplistic. We win and they lose. I like this approach, Sikorski said. There's more, bear with me. In order to win, the West, according to Sikorski, needs to relearn how to champion the escalation game. Quoting him, for example, we could be, the word I always have trouble saying, I would say stealing. We would be stealing, even though he didn't say it, but that's what it is. We would be stealing all 300 billion euros of Russian sovereign assets. Putin has already written them off. He doesn't expect to get them back. But he also doesn't think we have the fortitude to take hold of them either. So far, we have proven him right. He added that Putin regretted the fall of the Soviet Union. How does he know? And decided to have a rematch, challenging our values, our security, and our way of life. Okay, guys, our way of life. What is our way of life? Like Sikorski's way of life or the rest of Polish people way of life? What is the way of life? I have many Polish viewers. You know what I'm talking about. Our job is to prevent wider conflict, but also to prevail. Together, as a part of international alliance of democracies, we can do it, Sikorski said, and he warned, let's see, what did he warn about? And he warned that if Russia wins, chronic instability will spread not only across Europe, but the entire world, fueling the global coalition of autocracies. So it's a bit like, for real? Are you for real? Chronic instability. So now it's like very stable. Europe is so stable. So if Europe will not be stable, we know who is to blame for it, right? I don't know if I should say OMG or LOL. I don't know. And now let's go to the comments of the day. The first one is from Tommy Hale, who says, this is in response to the comment of someone who said that the nuclear weapons do not exist and we all have been lied to. So comment from Tommy Hale, who says, radiation levels are very low in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Here is something fishy about the nuke story. They wouldn't have rebuilt the cities on a nuclear wasteland. Also, I think Americans got the bombs from Germany at the end of the war in Europe. So they got those bombs from Germany at the end of the war in Europe. The Antarctic Treaty was signed by USSR, not Russia. And then I have one comment that is the opposite to this comment from Kalan Maklet. I'm sorry if I said your name not properly. Nagasaki is very real. Visit, you will cry. So those are the comments, guys. Still a bit controversial topic. Maybe I should ask Scott Ritter next time a simple question about the nuclear weapons and if they really exist, right? And some people think that I don't believe it. I actually believe that the nuclear weapons exist, but at the same time I have learned to question everything. And let me now end this video showing you a little bit around here. Those of you who have an Instagram account and who are not following me there, please do, because I'm putting a lot of clips from Moscow and the stories. I'm also taking pictures so you can see how beautiful Russia is. Absolutely must-see country. I would say consider even to live here, guys, because the future is going east. The energy is moving east. And those of you who are not with me on Locals, please also join me there. It's another platform that is safe. You see the bells? Beautiful place right here. If you're ever in Moscow, make sure to visit Petrovka Street. This is Petrovka's monastery. Right here, the Petrovsky monastery, I think you say. My Russian viewers will correct me. Please check your subscription. If you haven't already, make sure to turn on the notification bell. Leave the comments down below. I read them all. I appreciate them all, guys. Even those that I don't agree with, I appreciate too. And if you would like to support my work and maybe, you know, my move to Russia, as soon as I can put all those funds together, probably that's what I will do. I will buy this property. You can purchase the book of mine and Scott Ritter covering Ukraine. The Scott Ritter interviews through the eyes of Anya K. And what else? There's PayPal, Locals, and with all of this being said, have a wonderful Sunday, lots of love, and remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. Bye everyone.